I just don't like how it doesn't feel like anybody really cares about tag team wrestling right now. Look at most of your AEW tag teams. They won the belts and they broke up not too long after.
Oh, dude, they failed so poorly on trying to separate Castor and Bowens that we're running it back.
And now they hate each other. I love the new dynamic.
Um, but yeah, like, but we. Hello, everybody that's tuning in. Suge and I just started getting each other irritated about stupid shit. Um, talking about some of not just AEW's failures with tag team wrestling, but just failures in tag team wrestling as a whole.
Like the 3 week push that the Motor City Machine Guns got.
They beat DIY for the tag titles, but mind you, I love that. That
Yeah.
match. I love that. Love seeing those two teams in the ring together. Yeah, it was about 3 weeks that the Wyatt Six took the belts off of them, right?
Yeah, and I'm not liking the Wyatt Six. I hate the Wyatt Six. I feel like the Wyatt Six is outside jumping people right now.
It with the Wyatt Six, I feel like it's another one of the cases of bad, bad creative. Because whenever they first showed up, we knew exactly what the Wyatt Six was. We knew what it was going to be. It was going to be a tribute thing for Bray Wyatt. All of them were going to do this to carry on his legacy, probably in a Vicky Guerrero, Eddie Guerrero esque type thing. Like where Vicky was going to carry out the rest of Eddie's contract. So
Yeah,
I feel like that's kind of what they're doing with the Wyatt Six because I don't know if they're going to be around for long.
yeah.
But
I can see Eric Rowan getting the boot.
oh,
Like,
dude, you know who's really of that whole group is putting everything on the line every time they're in the ring? Dexter Loomis. That motherfucker is throwing himself off of everything.
Dexter Loomis is working like he in somebody else's body, as JBL would say. Because he got fired, didn't he?
Yeah,
They brought him back,
they brought him back. He was doing that shit with Indy Hartwell in the way before he got released.
and that was the most popular thing coming out of NXT 2.0. So I don't.
Let's not talk about Austin Theory, okay? Let's not talk about
Ooh,
how badly they've butchered one of the most raw wrestling talents
you want to talk
maybe
about?
ever.
You want to talk about things I don't want to talk about. I don't want to talk about how TKO was slowly turning Vince McMahon face.
Yeah, they're making trips look bad. They're making people want Vince's booking back,
Yeah, they're slowly turning Vince McMahon
and
face.
not just the booking, but I mean, I guess we can get into it. Saudi Arabia damn near owns every professional sport on the planet right now.
Oh, we'll get there. Holy hell! I just saw what happened to Jade Cargill's forehead.
What happened? What happened? Because
I guess Nia busted it open.
I saw
Um,
there was a botch at the end of the match, but like they weren't showing anything from Jade after she got
no. So she has like a 4 inch gash on her forehead.
a gash. Where did she? Was it off of the Boss Man Slam?
I I'm not sure. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm about to send it to you.
All right. But yeah, no. What we're referring to is last night. We had the triple threat women's world title match with Jade Cargill, Nia Jackson, Tiffany Stratton. The one that should have happened at WrestlePalooza, but Tiffany got a damn concussion.
Right. That was tough.
Oh my god!
Yeah. That's not a good look.
That shit is. I'm seeing skull on that shit.
Yeah. You could. You know how they say you split the got split open to the white meat. You most definitely see the white meat. And the thing about the forehead, it's not much meat there.
No, she. I have not seen a gash like that since Devin ripped his eyebrow open. Like straight up, that is gnarly. Nothing a little bit of super glue won't fix, though.
Shout out to Tommy Dreamer.
But yeah, so what I remember the end of this match. So Nia
Mm,
Jax is going for like a running clothesline. Jade ducks. Nia hits the ropes, comes back, and Jade hits a boss man slam. Well, then she goes for her usual pin, and it seems like there is a miscommunication because Nia is looking off to the side where Tiffany's supposed to come in for the stop.
yeah,
Nia has to kick out before Tiffany gets there, so she kicks out. As she kicks out, Tiffany comes in with her drop kick. There's a lot of like shit that happened in a short period of time that
right.
could have led to something. I think maybe Jade might have bounced her forehead off of Nia's knee, or I don't know. That is just such a wild gash over the eyebrow for something that was like a routine spot.
I have to go back and watch it. I'm still experimenting with the Stephanie McMahon approved VPN and chill um portion of wrestling right now. So that'll probably be. I have a long weekend of wrestling. Got to catch up on SmackDown.
Whoa. Dude, I didn't
Um,
even know that TNA was doing a show last night until I saw some of the fucking
yeah,
highlights.
and it was one hell of a show. We're gonna start off from the top because it's a whole lot. We haven't covered. It's been a while since we've been here,
Yeah, we got
but
3 shows that we missed. 3 big shows.
so let's start off with the quick one because we already talked about it with Riyadh season and Turkey Al Sheikh's
Oh God.
involvement in the combat sports realm.
No, no, it's not just combat sports. I'm gonna drop a little bit of extra sports shit in here. Turkey Al Sheikh reportedly has paid Tom Brady $75 million to take off the headset and play a flag football game in Saudi Arabia next year.
What? Saudi Arabia is fantasy booking everything.
Yeah, they are getting Tom Brady out of retirement, $75 million to throw a flag football game. Now, mind you, there's other football names that are involved in this. Rob Gronkowski is coming out of retirement. They're bringing Saquon Barkley out from Philadelphia, Max Crosby from Vegas. Like they're bringing some big names, apparently to do like a 3-team tournament of flag football, similar to how they did the NBA All-Star game last year. They're going to do that with the flag football game for Riyadh season next year.
I ain't mad at it. When it comes to it's first of all it's flag football. Um, I ain't mad at it. I honestly think that flag football aren't they adding flag football to the Olympics as well?
Yes, but if I remember correctly, because of how the NFL is, they're not allowing NFL players to play.
No, that's whack.
Yeah, because imagine you've got Patrick Mahomes out there at quarterback for the flag football U.S. team, and he's just throwing dots to like Devonte Adams, DK Metcalf, like just absolute animals of human beings.
I I we need this appealed like before we have time. We still have 3 years, so hopefully we can get that changed because it needs to happen. Because even when we were talking to Rem about shout out to Remy by the way, but even when we're talking to him about the teams that were known over there, the UK does mess with some American football teams, if only for like a merchandise stand.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's kind of the same with baseball. Like, you'll still see LA Dodgers hats out in the UK.
I got a funny story about that, but Turkey Al Sheik is fantasy booking whatever
Everything,
he wants to see.
everything.
He has. We talk about Tony Khan, but this man is clearly the real victim. The real issue. TK has the money to do TK things, but I don't think he has Riyadh season money.
No,
Um,
he don't got oil money to be doing this type of shit. I mean, they literally just promoted the best boxing match I've seen in like 15 years.
I've been waiting to talk about that because I haven't been able to get in depth about that anywhere. We've talked about it a little bit. I have not seen somebody get whipped so bad in my life.
Oh, bro. Canelo, he took that right hook, whipped back on it, and then looked at Crawford and was like, "Did you hit me?"
I'm not gonna lie to you. That picture is probably up in every black barbershop in America. Um, I saw it. I saw it, and I knew it's gonna be up there. Like it goes. Um,
It's Ali standing over Frazier. It's
Ali standing over Frazier, Janet Jackson at the Super Bowl,
Terrence,
Canelo looking at Bud Crawford like,
Terrence Crawford knocking the shit out of Canelo.
yeah, that's a Hall of Fame worthy picture right there.
Now, mind you, in that same round, Canelo hit Crawford with one of the gnarliest straights I've ever seen. Crawford's head whips back. He looks down like fucking Bane, and ear to ear grins at Canelo.
Yeah, so I think that was the end of the eighth.
Yeah, how you gonna get punched right here? Your head whipped back like that, and you just anime villain the motherfucker.
That was the end of the round too. So it's like
I gotta
you
go into
look
the next round knowing he's hot from that.
for. I mean, so and we'll move through it real quick. Shout out to all 24 of y'all.
Goodness. To those who don't know, Suge's got a little bit of children over at the house at the moment, so he might be in and out, but that is kids, so that is perfectly fine.
I ain't gonna hold you. We have two little baby beans over here instead of one. The youngest baby being just turned one.
He ain't at that
He
terrible
doesn't
two yet.
no, but he does not understand be quiet. So we have the oldest one that's doing a great job right now. If you've been here long enough, y'all familiar with my daughter. But
She's
this
trying her
little
best.
yeah, he took her straight to the face over there. He took her. he got he got hit with a butt. But I want to point out that Jabs really won this fight.
And it's
Um,
not jabs in the way like you'd see in a UFC fight where they're like using them to keep distance. Like no, these motherfuckers were getting up in there and were like, okay, if I throw a hook, you're gonna counter it and knock my ass out. So they were. This was a hella strategic fight between the two of them.
Yeah, to be honest, it was Canelo going for those. I think they say his best punch is his left hook to the body.
Hmm.
So he's trying to hit that. Bud is continuously rolling his shoulder, so it's catching his back, and he's responding with like three or four. So it was 100% a chess match. Um, I'm glad Turkey Allah Sheik gave us that. They did mention that he's probably um, on the verge with Dana White to ushering us into the next golden age of boxing. If
Which,
we get
if it's more of like this fight, I'm all in. I'm putting my chips on the table. Boxing might be all the way back.
no for real, because I should have bet on this fight because everybody and their mama said Canelo was gonna win. I went through TikTok the day after. I shared it with Matty. I was only commenting on people talking about if Canelo wins, I'm gonna do this. If Canelo wins, I'm gonna do that. This one Hispanic lady said, Canelo wins, I'm gonna cut my hair. I said, chop chop, it's time to go.
And now,
Um,
if I remember correctly, I think going into the fight, each man had only ever lost one fight. Like I
Bud is
think
Crawford is undefeated.
so. Crawford was undefeated, so Canelo was the only one that lost to a decision. But again, I think Canelo's record was like 42-1-3. So
I
th-
think
go ahead.
Bruds was 36. 36 or 37 and old.
And he was a and something I didn't know. I thought Bud Crawford was a lot younger. I thought he was a lot younger. Dude is 38 years old, damn near 40, and he's boxing better than a lot of the youngsters.
And to be honest with you, A lot of people who watch boxing are saying you can't go out better than that. A lot of boxers are saying you can't go out better than that.
Dude, you
He's
just went 12 rounds with one of the pound for pound greatest boxers to ever lace up a pair of gloves. And you put on 20 something pounds to do the fight. Crawford never fought middleweight before.
no, this was his first fight, and I think he's already refused to drop down, and so unfortunately he was stripped of one of the belts
Uh,
because he did.
yeah, and that just happens in boxing. Because if you look after the fight, the amount of straps that they put on Bud Crawford, man was looking like Mercedes Monet out there.
Yeah, no, I think he won 6 belts in that fight. And the cool thing about boxing is, I'm pretty sure, I don't know if you've seen it, but after the fight, Bud gave Canelo his belts back because the belts are personalized. So he's getting his own, even though he was already stripped of that other belt, and the other gentleman is now the undisputed champion. Um, he's still going to get that belt. So he's still going to get
Oh
six
yeah,
belts.
and the thing with and with the money that was behind the fight, not only is he getting his personalized belts, he's getting that, what was it, Ring magazine, because this was also like fight of the century title as well or some shit like that.
Yeah.
So they promoted this fight to such a level that if you were on Twitter, if you were on Netflix at all, you were not hearing about this fight. And honestly, that's part of the big reason why I actually tuned into the fight and watched it, was because, well, I ain't have shit to do. We've got about an hour left of this fight. Tune in, watch the co-main event, and then lock in for Crawford Canelo. This was a really good. This was a really good. Just at least the last two fights, the whole like spectacle of it all. It kind
And
of felt
now
like a mania. It kind of felt like a WrestleMania, if I'm going to be honest.
it was in the same arena. But if we're keeping it 100, I think the next big fight, unfortunately, is a Paul fight. Jake Paul versus Tank Davis.
I didn't know Tank Davis was that short.
I wonder. I wonder if Davis is going to take it easy on him.
Look, I'm gonna be 100% honest here. If I get like a Nintendo Mike Tyson's Punch Out moment where Javante just hits the old fucking Hadouken and knocks Jake Paul out, I might just have to throw money away for that.
I think that the respect that was had for Mike Tyson won't be had in this fight, and Tank is going to punish him for it.
Well, also, there's a big difference. So I was telling this to my wife. Ben Askren, dude was a former UFC fighter, but he was a collegiate wrestler. That man is not a boxer. So Jake Paul beating him makes sense. Him versus Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was what, 60 something fucking years old? Several back and knee surgeries,
Late 50s.
late 50s. But again, several surgeries to his back, to his knees. That man does not have a quarter of the torque that he used to.
But I'm telling you, he had it. If you remember the first 2 rounds of that fight, it was several moments where like Mike Tyson hit him for real, and Jake Paul was like,
Well, yeah, you don't. The thing with Mike Tyson is he fought so much that shit became instinct. Like, he gets hit, his body is immediately going to like tense up and then just start throwing afterwards. No matter
Mike
his age.
Mike Tyson is the closest thing we'll probably ever get to Kratos in real life.
Mayhaps.
He's
Mayhaps.
he's and he's in his old man arc right now, so still just as dangerous, just fighting for different things. He's fighting for
Now,
family now.
with Tank Davis, this man is someone who was fighting for world championships 2 years ago. Like, this man is still Not necessarily at his peak or his prime, but this is a man that still is a dog. I think he's only lost 2 fights in his career. So Tank Davis, the difference here is Jake Paul has like 3 inches and like 30 pounds on him. So Tank Davis is going to have to put on weight for this fight. I don't think he's fought at that weight before.
But I think it can be done. I don't think it's going to be a problem
I
for
mean,
Tank.
we watched Bud put on weight for that fight, and the main worry was they didn't know if he was going to be able to throw that weight like he threw his normal fighting weight. So with Tank literally having to put on about 40 pounds, this is a lot of weight he's putting on.
I don't know the date of that fight, and let me see if I can pull
It's
it up.
November, I believe. I want to say November 11th.
Oh yeah, nah. If he, we gonna
Tank
see.
Davis, the 14th, November 14th. So they've got a month and a half to prepare.
I'm not betting against Tank.
Oh, I'm
Um,
not either because again, one of the pound for pound best fighters today,
Out right now,
even though he lost his last fight.
absolutely. And while we're here, we gotta hit it. WrestleMania 43 has officially been rebranded Riyadh Season of Mania.
What did Fez call Triple H in the group chat the other day?
Who I think I don't know.
It
Was it
was
Fez?
was it you or Fez that called
It
him
was me.
Habibi Helmsley?
It was me. It was Halal Habibi Helmsley. Uh, I first of all, shout out to Joe Tessitore. That's the only shout out I want to give because
He was
he
the
had
only energy there.
the only energy at the press conference.
Everybody else was like a hostage.
Bro, like I
Bro,
don't.
even Taker didn't want to be there, and Taker is the biggest shill for the company.
Yeah, you when Undertaker isn't isn't towing the company line, you know it's trash. Like just as a timeline. So first we get the announcement and all this happened this year, mind you. First we get the announcement WrestleMania is going to New Orleans. Um,
Nolans. There was a lot of excitement too, because New Orleans is a great host for WrestleMania. They have
yeah,
been the last 2 times they went there.
absolutely. Then I think The Rock announced that, if I'm
Oh
not
yeah, with
mistaken.
fucking Lil Wayne as his entrance theme for that night.
Then it gets snatched back, right?
I don't even remember what was the issue there. Like
I
why
think
why did we go from New Orleans to Vegas this year?
money.
So Vegas literally just paid more than New Orleans was? That
I
they
th-
already had set?
I think they might have paid more, but also you got to remember the UFC headquarters um, is out of Nevada. So whatever they do in there, if they use because they're a part of the same company, if they're using like UFC connects to book shit, they're probably gonna get not only like a deal but tax write offs in the city in the state.
Oh god. Not yeah. You gotta think these back-to-back years for WrestleMania, not to mention, I think there was a big residency for the UFC last year in Vegas specifically, like where they ran a shit ton of shows out there. That's got to do something for the tourism. That's got to do something for. I mean, WrestleMania, absolutely. I don't know about this year with the ticket prices and everything, but
But here's the thing, and again, we could also take it here. This is TKO's doing. Recently, Mark Shapiro gets on a call with, I believe it was one of the money magazines, probably the Wall Street Journal. I'm
I
not
think
sure.
it was either Wall Street Journal or for some reason the other name popping into mind is Forbes.
That would make sense, but money stuff, and they're over here saying that Vince McMahon was pricing tickets more for families and not getting the maximum dollar amount of ticket prices. So it seems like the ridiculous rates of WWE tickets are going to continue to climb as we move forward.
Yeah,
Um,
what? So what? $35,000 was what floor seats this year.
Second row floor seats were $37,500.
Now, mind you, people, I don't know where you live. That is not even a quarter of a house payment anymore.
Not even. Houses out here are running for $1 million. So
Mind you, I don't know if I make 60,000 a year.
so to be honest, with my job, and I just got a new job with a pay increase in all the side hustling I'm doing. I'm barely cracking like 55.
Yeah, but like in order for me and Suge to get to WrestleMania like that, we would have to make interracial OnlyFans content.
No, for real. Yeah, no, I'd have to be top 0.2% on OnlyFans to get to WrestleMania. And like even with the homie, shout out to Mike, the Sock Monkey Mike Wexler, the local indie guy, amazing interviewer. Y'all be on the lookout for him. He's going, but a lot of people are only going for the WrestleMania side events.
Yeah,
Um,
like I don't think he's getting to Mania. I think he's doing like Mania events around, right?
yeah, no, he's not actually going to Mania. He's going to be doing all the Mania adjacent events. And since we're still on the topic of WrestleMania 43, I believe Brent Lauderdale was approached, or somebody was approached by the Saudis offering them an event space over there. So yeah, so there I
So hold on. The Saudis are paying assloads of money for Mania to already go out there. So you're telling me that he's just sitting there going, "Well, I don't want nobody else to eat, so I'll bring them out too."
I mean I saw a hilarious joke about it. They said that when somebody said they're gonna try to put Effie in a death match.
Yeah, but I wasn't even gonna bring that up quite yet, but that is
Hmm.
like the big thing about that.
Hmm.
Like GCW is one of the most inclusive wrestling promotions that is out there. There is no way in hell that I don't even think Lauderdale, and Lauderdale's one hell of a carny, but I don't even think Lauderdale would sell out his people because he has people like Dark Sheik. He's got people like Effie. He's got um oh my god, like he brings in so much of the LGBTQ talent that is beneficial to his product. And if they were to do anything in Saudi Arabia, that would feel like the biggest knife in the back to a lot of that talent.
Absolutely. I don't think they would recover from that as a talent standpoint because how do we trust? And not only that, when WWE goes over to Saudi Arabia, they do have some sort of creative control over the booking. Because remember, we got Brothers of Destruction versus DX. They tried to resurrect Yokozuna
Yeah,
from the greatest Royal Rumble,
lest we forget Babatunde.
Babatunde. And remember, Mansoor is undefeated in Saudi Arabia.
Doesn't he have a win over Cesaro in a one-on-one match out there?
Yes, he is undefeated in Saudi Arabia. And watch this. Here's my call. LA Knight is probably going to win a world championship this year. He might win the Royal Rumble next year. But the lead up to 43, I think Sammy's winning in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, you were, but dude, that's such a long time out still. You think I, Sammy's a good soldier. In the words of Karrion Cross, Sammy is a good soldier. He is stuck with this company through all of their bullshit that they've done these past couple of years. And by couple, I mean, God, it feels like it's been,
At least 12.
yeah. And I mean, shit, Sami Zayn didn't go to Saudi Arabia until what? Last year or the year before? For the first time?
I think it's been 3 years, maybe, or three events. I'm not sure.
And you know, our big worry was, oh God, what's this crowd's reaction gonna be? And it was like a homecoming for him. So I don't know if he would, stick it out for that much longer because that's still what 2, 3 years out. But if he does, I'm 100% behind that. I can totally see that happening. Or they'll probably do it one of these upcoming Saudi shows before Mania. But Saudi Mania would probably be the biggest pop for that.
I'm calling it Saudi Mania, 100% because of the reaction that he got, and it's crazy to see how he's flipped over it because again he refused to go for the longest time. But we got a little bit more news covered in that. Oh wow, I'm looking at these notes.
Yeah, we can skip through some shit. Brock Lesnar beating John Cena on the retirement tour, possibly the worst decision they could have done for this entire tour.
The only thing that will save this is if Braun Breaker beats Brock Lesnar. But like, I understand John Cena wanted to put somebody over, but why are you putting somebody your own age over? Why are you
Yeah, look,
putting?
this match was SummerSlam several years ago. We were needing Extreme Rules several years ago. We weren't needing the squash. We were needing the back and forth two old men beating the shit out of each other. Because we
This isn't
don't,
CMLL.
yeah, we didn't want Lesnar here to fucking begin with. So if you were going to bring him around, we definitely didn't want a fucking squash match in his favor.
That's a fact. A shout out to all the strong TOs in CMLL. We're gonna talk about them later.
Them
But
unks be fucking performing.
the Uggs are different over there. But real quick, I want to talk about Jazmyn Nyxx and her departure from NXT because this has been everywhere the past few days. I want to hit this real quick. So reportedly, she got written off TV this week, and like the rest of Fatal Attraction, Fatal whatever the iteration
I,
of that name
I,
they're using right now.
I think it's Fatal Attraction because no, they're the Fatal Influence, right?
One of the two, influence, attraction. Um, they found her like laid out backstage, and they were like only the strong survive and whatnot, and they made a joke out of it. But apparently, she was being written off TV for good. They
That's
offered
kind of
her.
that's kind of cold that they'd have that be the line they said after that.
I'm not gonna hold you. Her antics afterwards have sort of proved that. So basically, she comes out and says that she didn't resign because she felt like she wasn't being paid her worth, and I 100%. I'm 100% with that. If you feel like you should be making more money elsewhere, and you have the means and the ability to do so, bet on yourself. We were talking about Santana earlier. That's somebody who was signed to AEW and was getting paid well, might I add, but wasn't wrestling. And he was like, I don't want to sit here
And
and
collect a
just get
paycheck.
and collect a paycheck. I want to work. So he left. He bet on himself. He's probably going to beat Trick Williams for that TNA championship.
I fucking hope so.
Me too. But you know, th- she goes on to say that they were lowballing her on the offer, and we did our research on the Second Turnbuckle Wrestling podcast. Plug for that right here. Um, Way back when the edict came down that WWE talent could no longer stream. And we were talking about how some people might only get signed to, you know, maybe like 40, 50, $60,000
Yeah,
contracts.
making as much money as you and I.
Right. And then um, they still have to pay for gear and stuff like that.
And their travel and again, stuff that we know about WWE's road schedule and shit like that.
Right. But they were doing a lighter road schedule. I think they only went out on the weekends. and they train during the week and they film during the week. So
But
like
still, if you're on our budget, like on our budget still, I'm not trying to travel every weekend. I'm not trying to go buy a hotel room, buy a, you know, dinner out. I'm not trying to do all that every weekend because I can't do that every weekend.
that's a fact. But so like because they were based out out of their home a lot more than let's say people on the main roster who are working house shows during the week, they
Mm.
were able to stream. They were able to like really build the streaming platform. Adam Cole comes to mind. Um,
Adam Cole, Dakota Kai, uh, who else was Johnny Gargano? Johnny Gargano got huge because of his Twitch following.
oh, the beans are beating in the background. Um, but like let's say they get signed to a lowball offer their first year. Their merch takes off, and the merch checks are huge. We heard Kevin Owens say that he's pulled in six figures for merch, just for merch. Um, so
And
you get
remember how minimal effort those KO shirts were.
it was literally just duct tape on a black shirt.
Yeah, like simple. And you're telling me that that man was pulling in six figures. First off, we as a community need to calm down.
Huge facts. So you think of somebody like Adam Cole, while they might not have paid him that much, he already had his streaming. He had his streaming already, and those undisputed era shirts went hard.
Dude, those Undisputed Era shirts, if if they went to the main roster, those Undisputed Era shirts would be Bullet Club level, I think.
I agree, 100% agree.
Because
But
they
to
were
some,
getting there. They were getting there.
but to somebody like Jazmyn Nyxx, I think they were only paying her 60,000 a year for like somewhere between 60 and 75,000 a year uh, for 3 years.
And she used to be a professional, what was it, soccer player?
And so I don't know how much money she was making, but she also brought up the fact that because of the increased workload with TNA, sometimes she wouldn't get a day off,
Mm-hmm.
which doesn't make much sense to me because if I'm not mistaken, they still tape in batches.
Yeah.
So like you don't have to go to that taping every week. I mean, I don't know what happened with Victory Road. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But she went on to say that that wasn't enough. Now, mind you, she did have four knee surgeries in her tenure with WWE.
Which
That could have contributed.
which goddamn to be only be there for what, 4 years and have four knee surgeries is yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes.
I don't know if it's bad knees from years of sports or
Which could be because again, if you're a professional soccer player, you are running all the goddamn time.
I was running.
Yeah, no, my just thinking about that, my knees are already like, yeah, you can't run, buddy.
Not for long. But yeah, it doesn't seem like she felt like she could make more, and we'll go on to see that. She said she had other projects she had to turn down because of her commitment to TNA and WWE. We'll go on to see that. The ICW, the Internet Wrestling Community, has been saying that she wasn't serious about the game or disingenuous because she's since come out with a video with her boyfriend, and she was showing him how to do wrestling moves, and he said it was fake, and then like would go on to say how much the basic ring maneuvers hurt while calling it fake. So herein might lie the problem with the WWE nil thing, because this isn't necessarily a pipeline for people who want to be in WWE. This is a pipeline for people who might not have made it as far as they wanted to do in the sport of their choosing. I'll give
Hmm.
you an example: Samoa Joe, The Rock, not Samoa Joe, excuse me, the Samoa name Joe, Roman Reigns, The Rock. wanted to be professional football players. That didn't work out. They fell back on the family business. But this is a family business for them. Um, some of us grow up and this is the dream, and
Yeah,
that's what a lot of WWE is.
yeah. Like for every like Javon Evans who's grown up wishing to be in the spot that he is and finally getting there, there are cases of college athletes coming in because hey, you're probably not going to make the league, so you want to try a stab at this.
I
And
mean,
it's like
even
it's not
Jade
to be
Cargill.
yeah, go ahead.
We know the WNBA is doesn't pay nearly as much as the NBA does for reasons that aren't
Once
necessary.
again, they make as much as we do.
For reasons that aren't necessarily equality based. I'm just gonna hold you. They just made it so that they had to pay the women in the WNBA enough to afford an apartment in the city in which they play.
Do you have
Not
any
even
idea
a
how
house.
ridiculous that is?
Right. So that's why you have people who are choosing to stay in college for as long for this little baby about to fight getting ugh. That's why we have people choosing to stay in college for as long as possible because the NIL and the NCAA is paying more than the WNBA.
I mean, yeah, some of these schools have a ridiculous budget in order to pay these students. I mean, if I remember correctly, I think the university, or no, it was Texas Tech. I believe Texas Tech has a $10 million budget to pay their students a year.
That makes a lot of sense because the South don't play about football.
No, they
Uh,
don't.
but it's interesting to see how many people will walk away from WWE because their dream, or like even the opportunity to be in WWE, because their dream isn't WWE. Like Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay said his dream wasn't to wrestle in WWE. It was actually to wrestle in TNA. Josh Alexander. He said he doesn't necessarily want to wrestle in WWE. He wants to wrestle the best. The dream isn't enough for these people.
And you know, as you get older, I mean, as we go further in time, yeah, you're gonna have a lot more people that were inspired by TNA, inspired by AJ Styles, the Christopher Daniels, the Abysses, like your
Amazing Red.
Amazing Red, LAX, the original iteration with Homicide and Hernandez, like early TNA. There is so much that you can watch and pull from as inspiration as a young wrestler because you have a great mix of longtime veterans, people that have been working the indies for a couple of years or a good chunk of years that finally have some TV time. Like, yeah, TNA was a phenomenal gateway for a lot of wrestling fans.
I'm not gonna hold you. Like TNA to this day still has my favorite match of all time, and that was like I believe it was either between 2007 and 2008, the World X Cup, the multi-man match with the Motor City Machine Guns and Curryman, um, Ray Bucanero, Ultimo Guerrero, um, Milano Collection AT.
Dude, this is such a throwback. Like, there are some people probably in the chat that might not know what you're talking about.
I will share this match because this match gets me going every time. It's like my comfort match. But don't sleep on TNA, and we have we'll hit TNA real quick, but I want to deal with the thing. The thing.
The thing?
The thing. Yeah, it seems like a good point in the episodes to address the thing. Recently, domestic violence allegations have come out
Oh,
about Masha Slamovich. It's really hard to bring up TNA right now without talking about it. This Friday, yesterday at Victory Road, we were supposed to have Ash by Elegance versus Masha Slamovich for the Knockouts title, but this week, I believe a friend of the abuser came out and linked a Dropbox with all sorts of uh, damning texts and images of the abuse that was allegedly suffered by the hands of Masha Slamovich. She was since pulled from her appearance at TNA, and I believe she is suspended during the investigation of the allegations. Um, the abuser, the person who was being abused, did come forward and make a statement. I don't. You both have made statements. You can tell the sincerity and the level of apology that was given by Slamovich was only because she had to.
It was very disingenuous.
She basically said, "Yeah, we were both pieces of the S word at the time, but it's different when you take a frying pan upside somebody's head."
Yeah, that was perhaps the most damning piece of evidence. I don't think I've ever seen
Allegedly,
I don't think I've ever seen a frying pan bent like that.
not gonna lie, it wasn't a very expensive looking frying pan. I'm not gonna hold you.
No, it wasn't an expensive one, but it's still a frying pan.
Yeah, not gonna lie, I've seen somebody take a frying pan to a car window and the frying pan fold and the window not break. But you should not put your. I'll send you the video. You should not put your hands on other people, no matter how you
No.
feeling. You're feeling. Apparently, there was also um, emotional um, abuse and manipulation there as well. A lot was going on um, to the abuser. If you wish to um, look into that, you can. Again, TNA has pulled um, Slamovich from their shows. I believe Prestige Wrestling has also pulled Slamovich. GCW, on the day that this came out, it said just announced Slamovich versus um they announced her for an intergender match in Alaska of all places. But that she hasn't been pulled yet from that.
Oh Lord.
We will see if GCW decides to follow suit. But that is a very unfortunate situation. We also There was also rumors that another person was also done wrong by her during a relationship, but again, that is alleged. That person has not come up and spoke for themselves. So we're not going to name names, and we're going to say alleged so we don't get sued. Y'all,
Hey, this is everything that is out there on the internet. We are just
we're
and we
just
have
running
not
the news.
and we haven't used any names. This is all stuff that you guys can go out there and look up for yourself. The only name that we've used is the one that is under investigation currently.
Facts. And that is an excellent segue into, I believe it was Victory Road, because they
I was
had to
about
figure.
to be like, we were just talking about an investigation. How is that a good segue, Suge?
It's a good segue to Victory Road because they had to figure out what they were going to do with the Knockouts Championship
You got a
because
good
that match
point
was pulled.
because that beginning of the show was kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. I thought it was pre-taped,
Now,
so maybe they had to come back and run it back.
now, I didn't hear the entire speech, but can you give us the cliff notes for what the former Dana Brooke Ash by Elegant said?
I sure can. Um, I have transcripted. Basically, she was saying that life has thrown her a huge curveball, and that now it's time for her to walk away from what she loves doing. Unfortunately, things like this seem to be happening to her when she was making When she was finally starting to make an impact on the main roster, her partner passed away.
Hmm.
And so she had to step away from TV then. And they haven't, she hasn't disclosed why she had to retire. And, sometimes wrestling retirements aren't permanent,
Yeah.
but, she's retiring for the time and she had to relinquish the title that she won from the head of Fatal Influence,
JC Jane.
JCJ. These names are just, I hate NXT names. They all kind of just sort of blend, conglomerate together in my mind for some reason. But she won the title off of JC Jane. I believe she wasn't even pinned in that match, or whoever pinned. I think she stole. Ash by Elegance stole the pin, uh, and I'm glad she got to go out on top. And then I believe it was like some sort of battle royal to determine who would fight for the vacated title, and it was the former Xia Li versus Kaylani Jordan. And this was nice to see because if you remember, when I believe she's going by Lei Ying Lee now.
Now, one thing that I would like to say about this is I'm so glad TNA is giving her a spotlight because she is a damn good in-ring wrestler.
Oh, for sure.
She was really good on the main roster. She was damn good in NXT, but they gave her the weirdest. Like, didn't they start doing some like CGI lightning out of her shit during
Yeah, that was dope.
like they overcomplicated her damn character and like dumbed it at the same time. She should have just been a wrestler. But
Yeah,
having a wrestler in a wrestling company in 2025 is a little difficult, it seems.
it's weird.
But
I get
I'm
it
so glad she's got a spotlight in TNA right now. And this match with Kaylani Jordan was a barn burner.
because Kelani Jordan is great. If you remember when Dana Brooke went back down to NXT before she left, uh, Dana Brooke really sort of took Kaylani under her wing for a moment there, and so this was a nice little bit of like unintended long term storytelling.
Hmm.
It's interesting how both top titles in the men and women's division in TNA are held by NXT superstars.
Again.
I man, and I can't even be mad because it was either going to be Indy Hartwell or Tessa Blanchard, and I don't think anybody wants to see anything on Tessa Blanchard.
No. Indy Hartwell, yeah, I would be happy if Indy got the belt, but I'm happy for Kalani Jordan. She has potentially been the show out on the women's side from the NIL deals this time around.
Yeah, it it seems like a lot of the NIL talent has worked out. Like I'm really enjoying Hank and Tank. I
Wait, both of
believe
those were NIL guys?
one of them is.
Okay.
Uh, I'm enjoying them. I'm enjoying Obafemi.
Yeah, he's the standout for the men on that last NIL cycle
Yeah,
because ha, has he lost a match? Has he been pinned?
he has been pinned, but
Okay.
ever since he ad- gave it, I think he was pinned on like the level up
Okay, so it was before he got
his gimmick, like
yeah.
his introductory match when before he had the accent, because they Kofi'd him too. Um, so I believe he lost that one, but ever since he got on main NXT TV, he hasn't lost, and we're sitting here trying to figure out who's gonna beat this man. Might it be Ricky Saints?
It's I don't want well, here's the thing. If you bring him up to the main roster, he is bigger than some people on that roster. So you could keep him as the monster he is for the time being. But I don't know how long the Conqueror gimmick is going to last on the main roster.
Yeah, because there's, and it's always going to come down to, a wily veteran beating him. And you know what? Technically, Ricky Saints, in this case, would be the wily veteran of the group.
Oh
So
yeah.
if anybody would know how to beat him, it'd be Saints. But I want to I want to back up a bit because while that was important, and I use that to get to TNA stuff, we are in the almost dead center in the middle of this, or not even dead center. We're at the start of this TNA Invasion of NXT. Last Tuesday, as Obafemi and Trick Williams are going in the ring, you saw some familiar faces lurking in the background. One of which was Matt Cardona. I'm so glad they brought him back
Oh, me too.
because I'm so tired of this man.
Dude, Eric Young coming back to NXT, that was fucking cool.
Because he only left because of what Vince McMahon did.
Which, again, if you have an issue with that, you might be the problem.
Yeah, and he left. He got that big old freedom tattoo on his back. I love that for him. But at the end of the match, I believe Trick Williams shoved Mike Santana, and that was like the the shot that ignited everything. My issue with this invasion is the only people that haven't been in WWE for too long that invaded were Kazarian, even though um, if you know ball, you know that Kazarian had a couple velocity matches back in the day.
When he had hair.
Long hair, yeah. So it was Kazarian, Mike Santana, and Mance Warner.
Mance Warner popping up on NXT is fucking incredible.
Right, but like in a ring full of people, all of them were WWE fireys. You had Matt Cardona, Eric Young, Cedric Alexander, the former Iconics, Alicia Fox.
I mean, doesn't that make sense though?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I had there's a podcast episode of the Second Turnbuckle podcast where we sat here and we were like, if WWE had to send people away, to bring them back, kind of like Cody Rhodes, um, who would it be? Who would benefit from it the most? But now it just seems like they released a bunch of people to have safe workers for their workers to work with in other promotions.
Yeah, I can see that.
And so we can't necessarily trust this indie dude, but Matt Cardona, he could work Matt Cardona.
He can work with Matt.
Nick Nemeth, he could write it with Nick Nemeth. The Hardy
them
Boys, for sure.
them side eyeing Mance Warner. I've seen the shit you've done.
Yeah, we know how you get down.
As long as you don't swing a chair, we're happy.
Yeah. And so I think that there's a rumor going around that they're pushing for the Hardys to join this whole deal. I don't want to see it. But
Uh,
other notable things that happened at TNA last night. Kazarian is now the international champion.
Which, in my mind, tells me that Steve Macklin is going after the world title, probably after a rematch with Kaz.
Yeah. And no, actually, he's going after Judas Messias because that's who cost him the match.
That's right. You sent that picture in the group chat.
I love
Now,
it. If this
how
means that they're going to bring more TNA talent into this Worlds Collide stuff, I need that.
do you have any idea how wild it is that 20 years later, Judas Messias just randomly pops back up in TNA?
Like we gotta put some respect on Judas Messias, Mil Muertes.
Now we can talk about Unks and AAA and CMLL.
Yeah, please put some respect on your strong TOs. Blue Panther Panther just won the MLW National Openweight Championship, and he's like 60.
Okay, I was about to be like, which Blue Panther is it? And I was like, oh my god,
Original.
it's the old man.
Yeah. And he won it off old man Ultimo Guerrero, who has the gnarliest finisher I've ever seen. It's like an
This,
inverted superplex.
oh, dude, for him to be doing that at his age is nuts.
Listen, if you're looking to get into CMLL, check out AEW. If you don't have the ability to check out AEW, they're doing some amazing work right now in MLW, and MLW is free. So please support your local independent wrestling, support MLW, support CMLL. They also just did the Pokemon rollout of Legends
Oh, dude,
EA.
seeing Mystico in fucking Halucha mask holding a Halucha is insane. That's a great picture.
Machamp Hechicero still gives me chills. Like that brother has too much sauce.
You a big Hechicero fan now.
You know, I you know this. While I do love big meaty men slapping meat, I also love me a good old fashioned wrestling match where people are using mat prowess and mat ability and some different submissions throughout the match, and
It
not
just
just
makes it better that Hechicero is also a big meaty man doing this.
yes. So like I it was Brian Danielson, that man. Mama, there goes that man. That man versus Hechicero that put me on to him. But then I saw him take on Leo Rush live.
And it was
And
just a different game.
yeah, because you really he got to explore his power game, but he's also deceptively quick.
No, not
Hetch-
Leo Rush fast, but
he was able to keep up with Leo Rush. The thing about Leo Rush is Leo Rush started doing like quarter turns in the ring. And so while he could keep up with the speed of Leo Rush, not necessarily the maneuverability of Leo Rush.
look, I need to know what Leo Rush's Achilles are made out of because I watch professional sports and I've seen a bunch of 28-year-olds blow out their Achilles just by planting their foot. Meanwhile, Leo Rush is running full speed, stopping on one corner, turning and going the opposite direction. And
It's
he's in his
wild.
30s. Like
It's
that,
wild.
is he in his 30s yet? Or is he late 20s?
I believe he's probably late 20s. I'll look it up because
Because I forgot. I started watching him whenever he was what, 22, 21?
so he is 30.
Okay. Yeah, no. How that man has not blown out his Achilles or ACL is beyond me.
Hey man, hey, don't you wish that evil on me, Ricky Bobby?
I'm not wishing it on anybody.
I don't even want to talk about it. I, we just gonna scratch the past conversation for the record. I don't even want to think about wrestling injuries because God, Wardlow.
Bro, how you gonna come back, powerbomb Prince Nana a couple times, powerbomb a security guard, and blow your pec out on your return?
It's because I think the same thing happened in Bandito. Bandito came back and he concussed himself.
That's right. He did the fucking springboard missile drop kick and bounced his head like a Spalding.
So it's something about returns in AEW. I hope we really get over that. But yeah, and you know what? Let's circle back to TNA for a second, and we'll pick back up on the CMLL Pokemon stuff because I forgot to announce that at Bound for Glory we're getting Leon Slater versus Javon Evans for the X Division Championship.
You want to talk about a match that is going to be potentially on levels with Ricochet and Will Ospreay from the Battle of the Super Juniors? Keep an eye on this match because both of these men insanely athletic, insanely quick, and in Javon Evans' words, bouncy.
And to be honest with you, I think we're really rebuilding the X division right now, especially after that Moose run, which really didn't make sense to me, but I get it. If we're rebuilding the X division around lighter, smaller guys, Leon Slater is the one, Javon Evans is the two.
These guys, and you did say that they had a match in DPW, right?
I believe so. Let me pull that.
Yeah, because I want to say I saw these two in DPW once, like in the early days, but no, these two men are on par, in my opinion, with their athleticism. Javon Evans is probably a little more bouncy, but he's also a little longer. So this is going to be a damn fun match, and like Suge said, is going to feel like a breath of fresh air in the X division.
Actually, I have to figure. I had to find it. So we'll redact that one from now. Um, I'm pretty sure I've seen them in a match before. I don't know if it was a straight one on one or a tag team match player, but we'll get the information on that a little bit later. We got a we got a couple of more things to touch on real quick. Oh, we finally moved down to the rapid fire. Um, but back to CMLL Pokemon, we had Mystico Halucha, Hechicero Machamp. We had Kira and Togepi, and she got the
Okay.
loudest. She got the loudest chance of the night. La Catalina was in a Sylveon get up, and a lot of people in the crowd dressed up as Pokemon.
Okay,
Or
that's kind of badass.
yeah, so a lot of people had their favorite Pokemon
So,
plushies with them.
to people who don't know, Pokemon is massive in Mexico. It is huge down there.
Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z, it's like one and two.
Oh yeah,
Dragon Ball Z being number one,
absolutely. If I'm not mistaken, I think the Spanish dubs have more views than the English dubs.
and they're probably better too. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'm gonna level with you. Nothing is better than fucking full Spanish cell.
I can hear it. I can hear it because oh god, I need to hear Cell and Frieza in Spanish, and that'll probably be what I do between wrestling this weekend.
He's gonna start watching.
But while we're here, I said I would do this. Shout out to Diamante and everybody else is going down to CML for the Grand Prix. She said that maybe Ring of Honor is going to post that she's going down to CMLL for the Women's Grand Prix, but we'll do it. Going,
Absolutely.
yeah, representing Cuba in the International Women's Grand Prix, we have Diamante from the United Kingdom. We have Kanji from Japan. We have Shoko Nakajima. Also Hazuki. Hazuki mm, had the women's match of last year with Mercedes Monet at Strong Style of New Japan Strong Style Evolved, and literally within the last few weeks of the year.
I think I remember that match popping off at the end of the year.
It literally they took the ESPN Women's Match of the Year within the last few weeks of the year. We also have Koguma representing Japan as well. Mina Shirakawa, Sky Blue, Julia Hart, and Thekla.
So there's quite a few AEW talent that's representing that tournament.
Right. So we have Ring of Honor counts. We have Rev Pro, Stardom, Ring of Honor, MLW, and AEW. And and this doesn't even count. Like I think Persephone is going to be involved as well. It'd be nice if we can get Bozilla in here.
Yeah, I was about to be like, can we get Bozilla back in there because that Bozilla really impressed me during that four way.
Hey, she impressed a lot of people. Like she impressed me too. I gotta go. I gotta go back and and brush up on my game. I think we should hit. There are two big points on the rapid fire news list that I have here
All right.
that we should probably hit. Um, we might be seeing the spiral of Matt Riddle. He didn't
Might
know.
be.
Hey, look, you gotta say what you gotta say to make sure you don't get sued, man. We might be witnessing the the start of the spiral of Matt Riddle, or another point in the spiral of Matt Riddle. He no showed a UK event, a charity event in the UK. He was supposed to be there on Sunday, August 31st, to face Simon Miller at Global Wrestling Kingdom. Apparently, he did not show up.
The
They
show was a charity event.
A charity event. Matt Riddle said he didn't show up because he had work to do. Apparently, they were supposed to book him in money making events while he was there, meet and greets, different shows and other promotions, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. They didn't do that, so he booked his own work for like the Thursday and Friday. And so he said he would fly out whenever, I guess Friday evening, whenever he was done, Saturday morning, whatever the case may be. He hit them up and told them that they needed to pay for that ticket, even though they had a ticket for him, I guess, to fly out Wednesday, maybe. And they refused to do that. They refused to take it as pay. So just didn't go. He eventually did return their deposit. Um,
Only after the entire turmoil online.
Only after, but he went on to say that they didn't handle their business well, and they went on to refute that the
Uh,
booking was okay
They
when we
went on
booked it
to
with your
show
management.
receipts.
Yeah, and that seems to be the problem in these sort of situations. Everybody else has receipts, in which Riddle does not.
Yeah,
Um,
so it's not a good look for Mr. Riddle. And mind you, Matt Riddle is very high on my, top wrestlers list for a good chunk of the last 10 years.
I kind of the fact that he openly smoked in business who would, you know, send people away from that. Like the fact that he was one of the first real open stoners. I can't really count RVD, um,
Hmm.
but the fact that he was really open about it in the company, WWE, while he was there, was incredibly interesting to me. It was something that we didn't really see, but it since that has happened, MLW took the world title off him and put it on Mads Kruger. So,
Again, someone who definitely deserves it in that promotion.
oh, for sure. Um, there's nothing against Mads Kruger, but to be honest, he wasn't even in the match that was. Um, he wasn't even the world title match. I think the match was Matt Riddle versus Dijak 3. And somehow he inserted himself in the match, and now he's the new world champion of MLW, and that makes sense because um, he's in Contra. They send out the Sentai Death Squad and they do their thing,
Hmm.
but not necessarily a good look for Matt Riddle. I hope whatever he's going through, he gets the help he needs. We don't want to lose another talent to um, any sort of. We don't want to lose another talent. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I don't want to go too far into it.
especially one that had so much potential.
Yeah, we know. I know what it looks like. I believe Cap has also mentioned what he fears. We know what it looks like. We just hope that brother gets the help he needs. Updating the Psycho Stu case. It's
Oh yeah,
it's been a while. Um, I know you've all
but
heard about it.
a little too long, honestly.
To be honest with you, with the two high profile cases I'm seeing out of the LAPD right now, um, it looks like they're dragging their feet. It was this one, and then the David thing, and I don't even want to talk about that here, because
Oh yeah,
that's
there are a bunch of other channels that have done full in-depth reviews on that. Go
yeah.
ahead and watch their videos. Just
This is a combat sports wrestling channel. We're not going to talk about that, but the fact that they haven't arrested that brother at this point with the evidence that they have blows my mind. Um, I don't get it.
but they did, however, arrest Roger Jackson.
They finally arrested Roger Jackson, even though he's already bailed out.
Yeah, he got
Um,
bailed out, I believe, if I remember correctly, the next morning at like 5:30 in the morning.
yeah, they usually make you stay until the next morning. That's normal. That's like you remember I told you the story about the racially ambiguous gentleman body slamming the old African man on the hood of my car.
Yes.
So the racially ambiguous gentleman, got arrested, but they let him out the next morning too. They let him out like 3, 4 in the morning. That just seems to be.
Okay, so I thought it was like 5 o'clock might have been like the cutoff time. No, 3 in the morning.
Yeah, they'll let you go from LAPD whenever. Get the fuck on. I
Okay,
think they only arrested Buddy because there was so many witnesses
just
saying,
on
yeah,
principle.
yeah, it was, and like he did pick up like a Dollar Tree broom and start wearing that brother out.
Okay,
Yeah,
that goes from throwing a man to assault with a weapon.
yeah. To be honest, he
So
he
so on
probably
principle, they're like, "Did you beat him with a broom?"
and
Yeah.
they
What
saw the
about it?
broom. Yeah, you gotta come down to the station for that one, big dog. I know it might not have hurt, buddy, but you gotta come down and talk to somebody about that. But yeah, they finally arrested Raja Jackson. Also, if you're a wrestling fan and you have opinions about this situation, I would strongly urge you to go watch David Otunga's breakdown of the situation
Oh,
to get a
absolutely.
better understanding of what happened on both sides. David Otunga is a former WWE Penny Copper Tag Team Champion um,
He's won
with
those titles with John Cena.
yeah, I think he's a two-time champion then.
Yeah, he
But
won them with Cena, and then he won them with
Michael McGillicuddy.
was it McGillicuddy? I wanted to say Slater.
No, I think it was McGillicuddy. I think Slater won with. Let me
Slater
because
Slater won it a couple times with Gabriel.
I don't think Slater was in that iteration of the next. I don't think Slater was in the new Nexus
No, but
because
I think Otunga was part of the original Nexus, wasn't he?
he was in both Nexuses.
Yeah, and I think I think him and Slater won it in the original iteration of the Nexus before they paired Slater and Gabriel together.
It'd be easier for me to just look up David Otunga than for me to try to sit here and sift through like the new Nexus versus the old Nexus.
But speaking of this David Otunga video, Suge found him originally on TikTok. You can find them in short form parts, but he also uploaded it in full form to his YouTube channel. So if you guys are very interested in this, which you should go watch it, if you guys want a Harvard law graduate's opinion on the law, it's a good video to watch, especially since there's a lot of shit that happened during that whole Roger Jackson incident.
For sure. Like a lot of moving parts, but yeah, he was not a tag team champion with Slater. It was
Okay.
Cena and McGillicuddy.
Okay, so it was
But
McGillicuddy. You were right.
so this is a person who would know better than just anybody on the internet, and he does bring up the fact that it was weird that it was kind of unprofessional that Roger Jackson or not Roger Psycho Stu was drinking before the wrestling event. He like
I mean, it's
he
kind of bad before any event like that.
facts like I don't even. As a musician, I don't even like when people drink before we gotta go on stage.
Let alone a situation where I am trusting you with my body. Please don't fucking drop me on my head type shit.
Absolutely, but I do want to read Rampage Jackson's comments because he finally got tired of y'all. And he finally decided he wanted to defend his son. Uh, let me, who Lord, uh, get ready, prepare to read this damn dissertation. Um, let me see which one I want to read first. So I'll start with this one. Not justifying anything. I'm going against my attorney's advice by talking about it, but people seem to think Raja wasn't allowed in the ring. Hopefully, the threats to my family members will stop after this. This will be the last post about it. The video is still an edited clip to stop some of the information. Raja's still a piece of the S word.
So he still called his son a piece of shit for
Yeah. Um, but he's not the only person to handle things wrong.
also true.
Psychos 2 didn't deserve what happened to him.
Very true.
Everyone agrees that. Everybody that knows me how much I love and respect our military and our veterans. Raja had no idea who Psycho Stu was or that he might have had PTSD. I would hope that if my son knew that, he would have handled it differently. He said he would have. He wants this situation to be viewed as two men getting themselves involved in something stupid that could have been avoided. At the end of the day, a man was hurt, and let's hope we can move on and learn from things from this, and everyone gets the punishment they deserve. Even my son. Nobody is above the law.
Now, I do want to ask, did he say that last part before or after Stu woke up out of the fucking coma?
I think it was after.
Okay, okay. So it was after Stu was
Yeah,
announced that he was okay, that he
he was
was
okay.
recovering and stuff like
Yeah,
that. Okay. I was about to be like, that last bit still sounded a little bit vitriolic, Rampage.
yeah. No. So this was after he had come out of his coma, and this
Okay.
is the longer post, and hopefully I'm better primed to read after that. I do apologize for my for me stuttering and stumbling. So this has gone on too far. I'm sick of being quiet and letting all these low IQ people fall for clickbait. Yes, my fun hell. Yes, my son took things too far, and I'm pissed at him from being a piece of the S word and the way he handled it. But if Psycho Stu wasn't drunk and wouldn't have hit my son in the head with a real beer can while he was live streaming on his stream, then Knox wouldn't have had felt it. Then Knox wouldn't have felt the need for Roger to get his receipt. I'm a paraphrase.
I mean, again, Rampage isn't wrong there.
And again, he says if his son wouldn't have attacked the man and just like not responded to him at all, he might have been able to sue in the situation.
And again, in what situation? Also, how do you not know that that's not a worker on your show? Like
Not
that
sure.
again, that is like the one thing that I am still baffled about on Stu's part is why'd you take a beer can to someone's head if you didn't know if they were a worker or not?
Right. I think it was he might have saw the cameras.
And I thought that as well, but still.
Yeah. But I think but Rampage does reflect that his son isn't as smart as he would have wanted him to be, and he didn't handle the situation as well. What he's tired of is his entire family getting racist death threats.
Which is incredibly unacceptable.
And that's one of the first things I said. Like the day it happened, literally the first thing I said was, "It's crazy how the closet racists are coming out."
And
And
you
then
got
some,
heat for that.
yeah,
Somehow
no,
you got heat for that.
I'm trying to tell you, there is 6 to 7 comments on that post to this day, and I could only see one. and I blocked that person after I responded to it. He said, "Oh, so a person almost dying is more important than people being racist?" I mean, I'm
Again, if you can look at that situation and just turn it into a race thing, again, you might have a problem.
might have a problem. Um, Apparently, this isn't the first time Stu has had an issue with a drunken incident backstage per Rampage.
Oh, this is per Rampage. So again, to those that know, Rampage had time in TNA. He, I'm not very sure of any independent dates that Rampage has done. I could definitely be wrong, but
I'm not sure.
I
You know,
don't. Rampage probably taking a little bit more money than most independent promoters could offer.
yeah. And again, um, another thing that we failed to realize is, you know, Rampage says his son isn't as smart as he wants him to be, and he was concussed the day before. Um, this is
During a
me,
training session, right?
right? This is not me rushing to his defense. Like I said, he was arrested. The bail was set at $50,000. If you know anything about bail, that's only 5,000, and you're out on the street. Um, Hopefully, the justice system gets it right with not only this. Let me put it this way. Hopefully, the LAPD get this and the whole Celeste situation right.
Mm-hmm. Because again, if you want story on that, there's other YouTube channels that have covered the David situation.
Bro, it's sick. As the father of a daughter, I'm sick, and I don't even want to think about it. Like, that's why I'm avoiding this as much as possible.
Well, again, that's not our place to talk about. That's not our content. Y'all can look it up elsewhere.
Absolutely. Um, Rapid fire news that we haven't already covered. Jonathan Gresham is close to being cleared to make an in-ring return after suffering a freak stroke due to COVID. I want to say in August.
That that's kind of crazy that it was only a month ago that he had a stroke, and he's like, "I'm almost cleared." No, 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 no. You need to sit the fuck back down, John.
Yeah, take it easy, brother. Um, I don't know. I don't. A lot of people don't come back from that one, especially unscathed. Take it easy for as long as you can. We want to see you healthy.
And if
We want
I
to see you have
remember
a
correctly, this is his second one, right?
no,
No, I thought I saw somewhere that this was his second stroke.
no. I don't. I don't think he's. I shit. I would have. Maybe he had more than one. Like a little.
Another person that had a stroke, Jerry Lawler, had another bad stroke.
Damn. He had a heart attack the first time, right?
Yeah, he had a heart attack on air, but I guess this time was a stroke.
Yeah, that's.
That was
Oh,
scary. I still remember being a child and hearing that because they didn't say shit until shortly after.
yeah. So he did suffer two strokes, but I think they were back to back. I don't think like.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. They told me that the MRI was done. And he had two strokes, so it wasn't like he had a stroke a while back and then he had another
oh
one.
no, this was consecutive strokes,
Yeah,
which usually takes someone out.
for sure. But yeah,
So
you know.
get well soon, John. Sit the fuck down. You don't need to wrestle anytime soon.
But yeah, so the doctors are suspecting that it was due to uh, a severe case of COVID that he had a few weeks prior. It's crazy how that shit's still going around and trying to take people out in the way it is. But again, take it easy for as long as you can. We already touched on Judas Messias and his return to TNA after 20 years. It's good to see that brother doing well. He killed it. He's been killing it in AAA. He's also down there working as a producer with
Which is
some name,
crazy.
right? Which I guess Conan said he used to do everything before. So yeah,
Like back
he
in the
used
TNA days?
no
Or
before AAA got bought.
Hmm.
He would do like story producing all that stuff, and he's enjoying the help that he's been having from other people like Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, uh, Pete Dunne,
Now that
Triple
was crazy
Macias.
because of how young he is. Pete Dunne's just like, I can write these matches.
Yeah, uh, I don't even want to touch on Los Americanos, but it's like who made that call? Because if these were NXT UK was Triple H's baby, and these are Triple H's first run of UK wrestlers. What's going on?
I have no idea, man.
These are supposed to be your people, but I don't know. We already touched on CMLLX Pokemon and the Women's Grand Prix down in CMLL. Cope was just written off of AEW TV.
There's no way he's popping up for a Cena
No,
match. I wish he was, but apparently he's going to be gone for some Percy Jackson filming.
yeah. So I think they're doing the final season of Percy Jackson. I believe Edge is the god of is Ares.
Yeah, he plays Ares in that series.
Yeah, so he's playing Ares. He has to finish that up. AEW have recently revealed their women's tag team championships, and it doesn't make sense that they look just like the men's.
It's they've got a bunch of women's tag teams now, and they've been building that up for a while. I just hope that they book it better than their men's tag team division.
For sure, I just wish people cared about tag team wrestling again. Even even NWA, who has an entire Crockett Cup, have seemed to have fallen off with that because they like it. Just we need to put the focus back into tag team wrestling.
Because I
I
think we might have some of the best tag teams. Like this era of tag team wrestlers may be the best that we've ever seen, and that's looking back and knowing that we had the Road Warriors, uh, fucking Axe and Smash. We had uh, the Dynasty and shit like that.
because wrestling as a whole is a lot more athletic, and you still have like the big strong guys doing big strong guy stuff, but um
But you have
the Motor
veteran
City
tag teams like Machine Guns, DIY. You still
the
got the Hardys
Bucks.
bouncing around. The Bucks, FTR. You've got younger tag teams that are absolutely killing it. The Martin brothers, if they can fucking keep their knees together. Uh,
Bro, I still close my eyes and see the Dante Martin.
knee
um
break.
yeah, that was I was deflated is not the word. um and the thing that I like is we have tag teams that want to be tag teams. Not everybody wants to break off and be the next Shawn Michaels. Like these tag teams actually want to be tag teams.
Like you're not telling me that the Street Profits want to split.
No,
You're not telling me that Dawkins and Ford actually want to split.
they don't. I know they don't. It doesn't make sense. They just need to be used properly, and we need to be able to remember who have the tag team belts. I
A
forgot.
conglomerate.
Yeah, I forgot. Forgot the Judgment Day still has them. The Judgment Day
The
has
Judgment
had
Day
a
do hold the Raw
chokehold over
titles.
the tag team championships for going on 3 years now, and they hardly defend them.
I'm trying to remember the last time Finn and JD did defend those titles.
I think they've only defended them 3 times since they won them the last time.
And they won them at the beginning of the summer, didn't they?
Yes, you
Please
have
make tag team wrestling better, please.
the Wyatt Six out here jumping people. You don't even have the best iteration of the tag team as a tag team in a division where the tag team belts can be freebirded.
Again, You have Eric Rowan, tag team specialist. He can work with Loomis, another tag team specialist. I
What are
like
we
Joe Gacy.
doing?
I like Joe Gacy, but he should be like your wild card that's winning the mid card title.
Yeah, I was just about to say put him in the mid card. I don't think Rowan has had a match since he's come back. He's just there for vibes.
I want to say there was a multi-man match that he was in, but I get what you mean.
He's just there for vibes. Because if he's not in a tag team, what is he doing?
Oh, we know exactly what he's doing. Numbers game.
I hate that. Like,
It's your favorite part of their whole gimmick.
you're gonna have to shoot them bros. Like, just let the Street Profits handle them. The Street Profits gonna have to hit them boys with a drive by. I'm just let what's her name? Let BFAB drive the car.
Just hit him with a fucking car. I
Yeah,
did it for I
I
did
did
it
it
for
for
the
the ride.
profit.
Yeah, I'm tired, boss. And then to have worlds collide, them attack Pagano and Psycho Clown.
Yeah, that made no sense to me, especially since Los Garzas were doing so good down there.
I just need for people to care about tag team wrestling, how I care about tag team wrestling. And let's see. Yeah, we got Cope written off TV, and AJ Styles confirms that he is going to be retiring in 2026.
And we also got the confirmation of Cena versus AJ one more time in Perth.
Somebody had the nerve to say that we knew this was coming weeks ago when they announced it 4 days ago.
I mean, there was so many times that they were like, yeah, "I don't know if it's gonna happen." They were like, "Oh fuck, how many slots we got left?"
Right? I don't. And we wasted one with Brock Lesnar. I hate it.
Again, we should have gotten Extreme Rules. We got SummerSlam.
It's another thing about title defenses. Somebody just pulled up the this crazy stat. Sami Zayn has defended his championship more times in a month than Logan Paul did in almost a year.
Well, yeah, because he's running that open challenge, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. And Javon Evans answered that. Javon Evans technically was on SmackDown and TNA last night.
That's badass.
Yeah, and he has a big match coming up
See,
tomorrow.
that's why I had no idea that TNA was on last night because they were running a fucking pay per view on a Friday.
They do that from time to time.
I don't like that.
Listen, we got a lot of wrestling to catch up on. SmackDown, Victory Road, No Mercy tomorrow, and then MLW is having a show tomorrow as well. And again, it's free. It's free on YouTube. I believe they're running Fury Road tomorrow. Check it out if you can. If you're looking to get into more Japanese wrestling, more CMLL, they have a lot of women coming over from Japan uh, to fight in the featherweight division in CMLL. I'm loving it. Please support wrestling, not just the wrestling you like, not just WWE. There's more wrestling out there. And yeah, that's all we got for this West Coast Weekly. Thank all 67 of y'all for tuning in and hanging out with us this morning. Matty, you trying to plug the your Sunday? Did we lose Matty?
No, we did not.
Okay.
Absolutely. Tomorrow, me, Devin, Cap, we will be live from 11 a.m. Mountain Time all the way through till about 5:36 p.m. Mountain Time as we watch opening kickoff. We're not watching the fucking London game because that bitch kicks off at 7:30
PM?
a.m.
Hot
The
damn.
yeah, the London game is here, let me pull up because I know my Broncos play on Monday. So I'm in it for the vibes and fantasy football tomorrow.
Me as well.
But I believe the London game is the Steelers and Vikings.
The Steelers are playing at 7:30 in the morning.
Oh,
God.
yeah, they're making Aaron Rodgers' old ass fly all the way out to London, wake up, and play football at what I believe would be 5 p.m. London time. So it would be a night game for them.
Yeah, because they're like 8 hours ahead of us.
Yeah, nah, it's gonna be a day. Currently, the Steelers are the underdogs by 2.5 points.
I hope Aaron Rodgers punishes them for that.
I don't know if Rodgers has played a London game.
I mean, it'd be nice for him to do that. I can see why people would uh, want to do something like that. Play in London. It's a little bit. It's different.
Oh, Denver's going out there. I think maybe next week.
Hmm.
Denver goes not next week. I think it's the week after. But yeah, Denver has a London game for the first time this season, and I am not happy about it. Means my happy ass has to wake up at 6 in the fucking morning to watch football.
Hey, like you're not the only one because Perth starts at
Oh
like 6
yeah.
a.m. over here. I want to say
If I remember correctly, the first Australia show was at like 4 in the morning Mountain Time.
I'm not doing it. I don't love nothing that much.
Man, I remember the first Saudi show, the Greatest Royal Rumble. I was up way too early for that bitch.
Me too. I watched it later. I think I caught it. I think I caught it at the bank. Anyway, I think we only have a few minutes left, so we're gonna go ahead and call it.
All right.
Thank thank y'all for hanging out with us this Saturday morning. We are going to do our best to get the news back to you on a daily basis, but also do some reviews. So, Matty, you free Monday morning?
Monday morning. Mayhaps. If not Monday morning, Tuesday morning.
Okay, so we might run a back to back Tuesday and or move the news stream so we can do a review and then the news. Or if there's enough news to tackle at the end of the review, we'll do review plus news. But we only have about 2 hours on this iteration of our streaming platform, and we've been sitting here. Although we've covered a lot, we've been sitting here for almost an hour and 45 minutes,
Yeah,
and
we covered a lot.
we didn't really touch on All Out or WrestlePalooza. So it looks like the review is going to be All
The pay
Out,
per views we missed.
WrestlePalooza, No Mercy, Fury Road.
Yeah. So catch us either Monday or Tuesday as we cover 4 pay-per-view reviews.
In 2 hours. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with us. We hope you have a great weekend and rest of your day. Y'all be safe, stay hydrated, and be kind to each other.
It's free. It's easy. Just be nice to your fellow human.
That's it. That's all.